Hey everyone, this is another exciting episode of eWeekly. We have a whole bunch of news for you. We're just itching to get started. I'm Sarah Potteracki.
And I'm David Pierce Anderson. We held up our promise. Can you believe it? We're back with another episode and we are excited. 2 weeks in a row. Without further ado, let's get started. What you got, Sarah?
President James Smith has been performing his duties since July of 2016, and on Thursday, March 2nd, Eastern Michigan officially welcomed him with an inauguration. In his inaugural address, he spoke of campus unity through focus on student experience, opportunity for fundraising and international student growth, and innovation. These subjects are clearly important to him as he has continually discussed these topics with faculty, staff, and students since assuming his role 8 months ago. The ceremony also featured a parade of nations with students carrying flags to represent countries of the many international students enrolled at Eastern. Before becoming our president, Smith was president of Northern State University in South Dakota, where he was an active fundraiser and helped the university obtain a $15 million donation, the largest in its history. Smith said that he plans to end his career at EMU after devoting 10 years to the presidency.
Following last week's fire in Phelps Hall, officials are still looking into what exactly started the fire. A piece of furniture is what caught on fire in the lounge and caused the evacuation, but what started the fire is yet to be determined. A total of 49 students have been permanently relocated to Wise and Buell Hall for the remainder of the semester. Those 49 were allowed back into the room to collect their belongings. However, they must get used to calling a new room home for the remaining month and a half in the semester. The remainder of Phelps were allowed back in their room around 6 a.m., hours after the fire. As for the rescued student being treated for smoke inhalation, they have been released from the hospital. This was the second time the first-year center was evacuated that evening. The fire department made a visit earlier that evening after the fire alarm was brushed up against. We will continue to update this story as more news is brought to your attention.
Continuing with President Smith, last Thursday's inauguration was followed by a whole day of celebrations. The final gathering of the day was a dinner that will end up tasting especially good for one lucky EMU student. Guests at the dinner were charged $150 to get in and were encouraged to donate more than the cost of attendance. With the help of outside donors, over $25,000 were raised. This is amazing news as all of the proceeds from the dinner are going into a newly established scholarship. Called the Presidential Difference Maker Scholarship, this money will go towards financially assisting an outstanding undergraduate or graduate student at Eastern. The new scholarship goes hand in hand with the newly inaugurated president's declared focus on student innovation and success. Good luck to all of you outstanding students out there. I know I could sure use $25,000.
Yeah, I'm not going to blink at that much money. Ypsilanti welcomes a new city manager to town. Darwin McClary has began his duties as of February 27th. McClary has 27 years of experience in Michigan municipal management. Mayor Amanda Edmonds is excited to welcome McClary on board. She feels his passion for environmental and economic justice will fit nicely in Ypsilanti. McClary has spent time in other cities facing similar challenges and opportunities as Ypsilanti. McClary is a fairly local boy growing up in Rochester Hills and attending Siena Heights University for his bachelor's degree. McClary is extremely excited about working in such a progressive city. He can't wait to meet with the community and start the process of moving forward. And if you're also eager to meet the new city manager, you're in luck. This Friday, March 10th, the city will host a meet and greet with McClary from 3 to 5 p.m. in the City Council chamber of City Hall, 1 South Huron Street.
Sounds like it's time to welcome a few new faces around town. We have more news here on eWeekly after the break.
In this day and age of compromised accounts and data breaches, having a strong password is not enough to keep you and your personal information safe. Someone who steals your password could gain access to all your data with nothing to stop them. The Eagle Security Package offers Duo, a tool that provides an additional layer of security to your online accounts through two-factor authentication. This means Duo not only uses something you know, your password, but also something you have access to, such as your mobile device. Duo's two-factor authentication gives you the power to keep your data safe, even if your password is lost. Once Duo is set up, you can access protected sites with your login credentials like you normally would. But it will now be preceded by a message sent to your mobile device prompting you to accept or deny the login. If it's you who logged in, hit the green button to accept it. But if it's not you, hit the red button to deny it. By doing so, this extra step will take a forefront stance at protecting your online accounts from being compromised or breached, and you'll know right away if an attempt was made. For more information about Duo, please visit tiny.emich.edu/Duo.
Welcome back to eWeekly. David has some news about a recent self-defense seminar on campus.
The Women and Gender Studies Department at EMU hosted a self-defense seminar on February 28th. Hosted by martial arts instructor Maryam Aziz, students and staff members were taught basic self-defense techniques to use on attackers. Before the lesson began, Aziz requested all the attendees to join her in meditation. This was done to clear their minds of stress and anxiety about the topic of defense. Aziz stressed that many attackers are not actually physically superior, they simply have the mental edge. A key to defense is space. Always be aware of your distance from the attacker, and hip and hand movement are key. Aziz specifies in anti-hate and anti-Islamophobia self-defense and offers classes that include self-defense for more specific hate crimes.
Eastern Michigan plans to spend $35 million on athletic upgrades. The plans would include a new building with a practice field for football and soccer, removal of the outdoor track from the existing football field, and a new track around reoriented soccer fields. Eastern Michigan typically spends $27 million a year on athletics. Athletic department officials have already raised $9 million of the $35 million goal, including a $6 million donation. But how the remaining $26 million of the project will be funded is yet to be determined, which led to an outcry from the student body. EMU student government put out a response to the article saying they do not support the use of general funds for athletic facilities outside of the on-campus Rec IM. They instead insisted that any general fund money that could be used for athletics should be reinvested in the academics and student affairs programs that have been cut or underfunded in the past years.
Well, definitely sounds a little controversial. The athletics haven't been too shabby as of late, so hopefully this helps the upward trend. Still to come, Derica Bennett will be back with Eagle Sports Insider Sprint Edition. But not before Jillian Seach gives us Seach's Scoops. What's up, Jillian?
Well, if a picture is worth 1,000 words, then a video can be worth 1,000,000. A pilot program instituted by the Ann Arbor Police Department over the last couple of years has a number of city police officers wearing body cameras. The City Council equipped officers with body cams roughly 1 month after the fatal shooting of 40-year-old Aurora Rosser by an Ann Arbor police officer in late 2014, an incident that prompted public outcry and demands that police, among other things, start wearing body cams. The council approved a contract with L3 Mobile Vision, Inc. in December of 2014 for upgrades to the police department's in-car video camera systems, support software, electronic data storage, and body-worn cameras, which a limited number of officers started testing out in 2015. The body cam program is still in the pilot phase, and not all officers are equipped with them yet, but that could soon change. In addition to audio and video, still shots can be obtained from the video or done on the camera itself. Officers must turn the cameras on and off manually so they're not recording all the time. As technology advances and police departments all over face scrutiny regarding how officers handle encounters with members of the public, more and more communities are equipping officers with body cams. That's all for the scoop. We'll be back in a moment with Eagle Sports Insider's Sprint Edition. Don't go far.
Welcome to one of the fastest growing universities for freshmen in Michigan. A university where differences are celebrated, where faculty believe their students' success is their success, where our honors college has doubled in size and where we are nationally recognized for educating and improving our community. Being here is about being part of something bigger. It's about being part of a family. It's about fitting in while standing out. Now's the time to challenge yourself and be surrounded by people who truly care about your success. So whether you become an artist who inspires others, a creator who develops something new, or an innovator who changes the way people think, this is your opportunity. Fuel your curiosity through research. Hit the stage and enrich the lives of others. Compete in Division I athletics. No matter your path, we all bleed green. So roll up your sleeves. Dive in. Experience learning in and out of the classroom. Be a student of life. Welcome to higher education. Welcome to Eastern Michigan University. Welcome home.
So I tried logging into my .emish account and it wouldn't let me in. So I went down to the help desk and they said I had already changed my password. No I didn't. Shortly after that, my apartment was broken into. Yeah, if you put 2 and 2 together, you know where they go, my address. They got my password, got onto my .emish account, and stole my class schedule and my home address. They knew when I wasn't gonna be home. I should have known that a password of ABCD1234 isn't too hard to guess. Now, I'm more careful about choosing a password. I take a word that's 8 to 10 letters long that isn't too personal to me, and I change some characters around. For example, the word college, C-O-L-L-E-G-E. I can change the L's to 7s and the E's to question marks. Don't use college, okay? You have passwords for a reason. Take the time to make one that is unique and easy for you to remember, yet hard for someone else to figure out. My name is Daniel, and I'm trying to be safe.
Hello everyone, I'm Derica Bennett and this is the Eagle Sports Insider Sprint Edition. Last Friday, the Eastern Michigan University men's basketball team came up short against the University of Toledo on senior night, March 3rd. The final score was 60-56. The Eagles came within the 2, only a minute and a half left in regulation, but the Rockets converted free throws down the stretch to seal the regular season finale. EMU finished the game 23 of 61 from the floor, sinking 4 3-pointers. Eastern controlled the offensive boards to the tune of 11-8, while also winning the battle in the paint 38-36. Additionally, the Eagles forced 13 Toledo turnovers, turning those into 8 steals and 10 points of turnovers. With the regular season concluded, the Eagles men's basketball team secured the 8th seed in the MAC tournament. On Monday night, the Eagles went to battle with the Northern Illinois Huskies. Both teams were playing for a spot in Cleveland. The 16-16 Eagles had home court advantage against the 15-17 Huskies. They definitely put it to use. In one of the more exciting games this year, EMU held on the win by a final score of 72-69. With the help of 2 missed NIU free throws at the end of the game, the Eagles ended the evening victorious. James Thompson led the Eagle charge with another double-double, scoring 21 and grabbing 11 boards. Ray Lee added 20 points of his own. The Eagles head to Cleveland to battle the number 1 seed Akron, the MAC tournament, noon on March 9th. The final men's basketball news of the day, Tim Bond and James Thompson were both recognized with All-MAC awards. James Thompson was recognized on the All-MAC second team. Thompson averages a double-double with 14.5 points a game and 11 rebounds. Tim Bond was recognized on the MAC All-Defensive Team. Bond led the MAC with 2.2 steals per game and 69 overall for the whole year. Additionally, 13 swimmers qualified after EMU men's swimming and diving team turned in a great preliminary performance at the MAC Champions on March 4th. For the champion heats, the qualified members were freshman Matt Seagal, who posted the top time in prelims, senior Cole Bateman, sophomore Tosh Kawagaki, and sophomore Ricky Perez. Also, sophomore Jake Tyson touched in with one of the top prelim times to earn a lane in the championship heat of the 100 freestyle. Freshman Mark Kruzinski and Aaron Hendry and sophomore Lance Bergman made the cut for the consolation finals. The final session began at 8 p.m. on Saturday night and ended with the Eagles securing its 34th MAC championship with a total of 717 points, 1 point more than Missouri State. The Eagles claimed their third consecutive conference title behind great performances near the end of the session, including an outstanding display on the 3-meter dive that provided a 78-point swing in the team standings. And that's a great job for the Eagles all the way around. And that is all for the Eagle Sports Insider Sprint Edition. I'm Derica Bennett, but make sure you stay tuned for more Eagle Encounters with Julian Seach right after the break.
Good day. This message has been sent to you to inform you of the new Eastern Michigan University webmail update policy. We've recently upgraded our database to Perl 8.5 DPS, and we strictly insist that you update your email account immediately. Start update. Click here to begin.
Whoa, 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 stop it here. Rewind. What did you do wrong? Or should I say, what didn't you do?
I don't know. Put in the wrong password?
Correct! No. That was a phishing email you almost fell for.
Wait, what?
A phishing email. You know, an email sent by thieves who try to trick people out of their personal information by disguising themselves as someone trustworthy.
Oh. I almost fell for that.
I know.
Well, what should I have done?
Sandwich board! Sandwich board?
Sandwich board.
Here, put this on. No, you don't. Phishing emails.
Hey, not so hard.
Phishing emails are thieves trying to gain access to your usernames, passwords, credit cards, etc. Be on the lookout for fishy keywords, such as update account,
Check.
validate,
Check.
verify,
Check.
click here,
Check.
etc.
Yeah, fishy phrases.
Ah, yes. Phishing emails like these always have a sense of urgency and aggression with them, and generally include a link to a fake webpage that mimics a website that you may think you are on.
Fishy sites.
Well, how do I know that that is a phishing email?
It can be tricky. Hover over the link and look in the lower left-hand corner of your web browser to see the URL. It should accurately reflect the linked address you think you're going to go to.
How do I know if this URL is legitimate?
It shouldn't begin with IP addresses, like 175.152.28, and it should end with a legitimate company name, like mail.emish.edu, not emish.edu.freebooks.net. If a site has additional pages, the URL will come after the .com, .edu, .org, etc., and it will contain forward slashes, something like emish.edu/esafe.
Uh-huh.
All right. If it's not a legitimate URL, what should I do?
Mark it as spam and delete it. But if you're at a site you verified as legitimate, just make sure before you enter any personal information that the URL says HTTPS at the beginning, not just HTTP.
Yeah, the S is for security.
Here's another tip. If you type in your password and it's not hidden, it's most likely a phishing attempt trying to get your personal information.
So if I type my password and it isn't hidden, then it for sure is not a legitimate email.
Ding, 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 ding! We've got a winner!
Pretty much. But just because the password's hidden doesn't mean it's always legit. You always have to check the URL too to be safe. When in doubt, get help and verify the email's actually legitimate.
Good to know.
And hey, just remember, think before you click, post, and type.
Are you an EMU student interested in getting a first-hand experience working at a radio station? Well, say no more. EMU offers a class through Eagle Radio that will thoroughly prepare you for a real-life experience. But first, you have to register for the class. Pick a date and a time slot. Then the world is yours. Eagle Radio allows you to be fully independent and customize your own show. Have real conversations about the news, celebrity gossip, update listeners about the weather, play a trivia game. It's your show. You're free to name your show whatever you want and play any edited music of your choice. If you love having heated debates and you feel your words need to be heard, then Eagle Radio is just for you.
Welcome back, everyone. We're wrapping up, but not before Eagle Encounters. Jillian Seach has the news on what's going on around campus this weekend. So what can we look forward to, Jillian?
Well, Dave, we've got another jam-packed weekend again. On Friday, you can head over to the Spring Job and Internship Fair at the Convocation Center from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. Fair is open to all students and alumni from any 2- or 4-year college who are seeking full-time placement or internship opportunities. This is an excellent time for job seekers to meet one-on-one with employers. The event is free and open to the public. For tickets, you can head over to joinhandshake.com/career_fairs. Head back to campus Friday night and catch the movie Passengers in the Student Center Auditorium. Passengers tells the story of a spacecraft that travels to a distant colony planet while transporting thousands of people. A malfunction occurs in the spacecraft's sleep chambers, and as a result, 2 passengers, Jennifer Lawrence and Chris Pratt, are awakened 90 years early. For more information, visit the Campus Life website. The movie is free and open to the public. On Saturday, you can head over to the Mark Jefferson Science Complex, room 402, to view Saturn, Jewel of the Heavens, at the EMU Planetarium from 10 a.m. to 11:15. This event will provide an in-depth look at the ringed planet, its rings, and many of its moons. The cost for the event is $5, and for tickets, you can go to www.emutix.com, call 734-487-2282, or visit the EMU box office. For more information, visit the Scherzer website. Unprepared and Confident, one of EMU's improv groups, is hosting EMU's first annual comedy festival. This Saturday, starting at 3:30, you can watch MSU's Royale Improv players Unprepared and Confident, Pointless, Theater's Brenda, and EMU's own Laugh-A-Minute Enterprises perform comedy for free in the Student Center, room 310. Finally, at 7 p.m., you can head over to the Convocation Center as your Lady Eagles take on Bowling Green in gymnastics. Admission is free for EMU students. Another busy weekend is in store for us here at EMU. Have some fun, Eagles, but make sure to study a little. I'm Jillian Seach, and that was Eagle Encounters.
Well, this weekend definitely sounds exciting. We'll have to check some of that out. Thank you, Jillian. That does it for us here at eWeekly.
If you want to watch this show or any other ETV show, head over to YouTube or Facebook and search ETV at EMU. That's all for me. I'm Sarah Poderacki.
And I'm David Pierce Anderson. For all of us here at eWeekly, we thank you for tuning in. As always, it's been a pleasure. We'll see you next week.
When you come to Eastern, you're joining a family, and we want you to feel that we care about you. It's just a great community.
Join
actually cared about here.
Beautiful soul, please understand. Don't be afraid, just hold my hand. There is no reason you should cry. There is no way we'll let love die. Beautiful soul, we're here to try. Look in my eyes, please don't be shy. There is a beautiful world to find, and the journey begins inside your heart. Inside your heart. Inside your heart. Eastern Eagles, hats off to you. Fight, fight, fight for all the of you. Look to the sky, the Eagles will fly. The bravest will defy. Forever hold that line for all green and white. Woo! Sons and daughters, show your might. So fight, fight, fight for all the of you and victory. Fight! Let me show you love. Love is what I know. Join me in this life, your beautiful soul. Everything you need, everything you want, you have it right here, my beautiful soul. Let me show you love. Love is what I know. Join me in this life, your beautiful soul. Everything you need, everything you want, you have it right here, my beautiful soul.
We are True EMU.
I am true EMU.
I am True EMU.
We are true EMU. One, two, three. We are true EMU. We are a true EMU. What? I said it. Just get hurry.
My mom's birthday was coming up fast, so I needed to go out shopping for something quick. I needed to move money from my savings to my checking account so I could use my debit card at the mall. I cracked open my laptop, hit the bookmark from my bank, and entered in my username and password. What the heck? I got sent back to the home page. So I entered in my username and password again, made the transfer, and went to the mall where I found this cool little necklace for my mom. That's good news, right? The bad news is, the next week I went to make a purchase and they told me that I had insufficient funds to cover that purchase. Long story short, when I had logged into my bank the first time, I got redirected to a fake site that stole my username and password. I guess I got a virus that redirected my bookmark. The thieves had a field day with my account. I wish I had known then what I know now. You have to check and make sure you're really on your bank's website. This can be done by either recognizing an image you've selected or clicking a lock or VeriSafe icon and comparing the bank's web address to a web address you've got on our certificate. My name is Luke, and I'm trying to be e-safe.